Hello again. Welcome back to Billy Ho Sports, and our third leg of the triple play prep races is the Grade 2 Fountain of Youth Stakes at Gulfstream Park. So on the first, we begin the march, so to speak, to 151. So this one's worth 50 points. Gulfstream Park, big timer preview for the Florida Derby. We've already had the Holy Bull, so we'll discuss a little bit about that. And now finalizing details on the road to the Kentucky Derby contest, featuring betting on the 7 100 point prep races. I'll be publishing sign-up sheets and details, so check the descriptions of the video. Remember, you must be subscribed to be eligible. Go ahead and hit that like while you're at it too, and set your notification bells so you don't miss out on anything. Lots to come. So after I go through these horses, of the ones that I mentioned, who do you think is most likely to win this race? Let's go gate to wire. Oh, we do have official entries. So I forgot, this is the one we have past performances. So let's go right to it. We're going to get into past performances right now.
Hello, Billy Ho here. As the sole creator for this channel, I need you, the viewer, to help me grow. Just by subscribing to the channel and clicking that like button alone, you can help spread Billy Ho Sports to the racing community on YouTube.
Okay, shout out Gulfstream for getting this done soon enough for us so we can have some past performances to review. There's your prime power. You got the River Thames. You got I forgot how to pronounce that. Neo Ecos. Burnham Square, everybody's new favorite toy. We're going a mile and a 16th for this grade 2 event, and it's a $415,000 purse, including a $15,000 kicker from the FTBOA. So a mile and a 16th, there you go. There's your start. This is actually interesting. I sometimes I get to know these tracks. Gulfstream Park, its start in the mile and 16th is right here, right almost at the turn. So outside post positions aren't going to be as good because you're going to get caught wide with this short trip before you hit the turn. Then coming for home, you can see the stretch is a little bit shorter too. I want to say it's under 1,000 square feet or something like that. So anyway, we're going to get into it with gate to wire. Todd Pletcher, Dylan Davis. He's going to be put to the test this week. This Pletcher horse, he didn't live true to his name, gate to wire, that is. I mean, he did win the race gate. He did go from the gate to the wire, but he didn't wire to wire. He's kind of stalked the pace a little bit and then took over at the top of the stretch and drove home by 5 in the swale right here, which was awesome. I like how Todd Pletcher did it. I've noticed over the past couple of years that Pletcher hasn't had a hell of a lot of success trying to go from turf to dirt, but this time he did it. He went from the turf to the synthetic patina or patina. Is that right? I always want to say Patino, Coach Patino. But anyway, he did it on 5 furlongs and then moved up to the dirt where he stretched out and got there. Still just 6.5 average win distance, so it's going to be pushing it for the Munnings colt. Munnings is more of a sprinter, but the dam side, you can see the average win distance, big time dam sire win distance. So there's where you're going to get your stamina. So anyway, big jump from this 81 to 99 right here, right? And I guess a lot had to do with the synthetic. Maybe he just way slow on the synthetic. So we will get into the next horse, which is going to be somewhat popular. And this is kind of interesting to me that he's 5th in prime power. Sovereignty is the Godolphin owned colt by Into Mischief. Into Mischief has just a monster crop of horses this year. Junior Alvarado is going to ride again for Bill Mott. The last time we saw him was rolling down the stretch by 5 lengths in the street sense over Tiztastic and the Sandman, who are pretty highly regarded, who are running in the Rebel today. So we'll see how they do. which will give us a little more indication on the competition of the race. So, but a long time ago was October. I mean, it's been over 4 months. So, pretty tough to say if this horse is going to be ready to roll or not. But I trust Mott well enough. He's had quite a few works. Uh, got back on the track in December, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 works anyway. So we'll see if Sovereignty, if he's ready to go, he's clearly, uh, in my opinion, the best horse. But a lot of people might differ. They might say Burnham Square, the winner of the Holy Bull with this big 101. He really impressed me with this run. Uh, and it's just this race just didn't go as I expected at all. You could see the pace of the race. There was not much to it, really. It was kind of on the slow side, in my opinion. I thought we would see more of a plus rather than -3-0. I mean, that's pretty even pace. It's not really 23:47 is not that bad, but I thought it would be a little faster than that. But anyway, Sovereignty making his 3-year-old debut as well. Still considered a top flight 3-year-old per DRF. Been training well. This is probably not the best spot for him being a presser, like I said, but he does have a good inside post to get position, and he can obviously like he went wire to wire right there, so he can do whatever he wants here. It's a good timing trip for him to make his debut here because he'll have a nice spaced out uh, rest for his main prep leading to the Derby if we think he's going to get there. Burnham Square began his racing career late in 2024, 2 in-the-money finishes in Kentucky tracks, Keeneland, Churchill Downs. Then the potential became evident on December 28th. Gulfstream, they added the blinkers and he rolled by 9. And then he bounced off of that effort and just blew him out down the stretch in the Holy Bull. Very impressive. So he's definitely going to be right there. The funny thing is, he gets this big 101 Brisnet figure, but the buyer figure only was a 90. So I would have thought that should have been 96 at least for the buyer figure. But I think he'll run it. He's about the only horse in the race that could probably run a triple digit other than Sovereignty. So those two are probably your top two choices. Then you have number 4, McClellan, which is kind of an interesting horse. Won his debut. Had he not been lugging in so bad down the stretch, he would have beat Disco Time uh, in this second effort, I think, or at least been really close, right? But then he has a really terrible Mucho Macho Man going a mile again. He just weakened. So I'm not really sure what happened to him off that, but at least he's got some rest coming in, so he'll be better. Hopefully, coming in off of 3 races, and but he's still probably a gap between him and the top contenders. Same thing with Solid Left. Nice maiden win for 94, but gonna make the jump in class. He excelled going 2 turns, drew off pretty against a pretty good field. If you're watching on the video, you can see how spread out the odds are. 5 of the 8 horses are 5-1 or better. I just think it's too much to ask for that one. River Thames, maybe not too much to ask for him. Number 1 in prime power. For Todd Pletcher, his other entry, Johnny V gets the 2 record holders for this race. Todd Pletcher has the most wins for a trainer with 4. Johnny V has the most wins for a jockey with 5 in the Fountain of Youth. This one progressing nicely, wins by 4, going 6 furlongs, then bumps it to 8, wins by 6, looking for more distance. Even though it's only 6.2 average win distance, he seems to be primed to get that, at least get this mile in the 16th. So River Thames, definite threat. We'll get after it then. And this is Neo Equos, I'm guessing, for Safi Joseph. Irad Ortiz draws the mount. You can see, you can just draw a line through this. He threw the jock, and then so we're going to give him a redo. And he comes in for the clutch effort. I believe Manny Vasquez was riding that day. Got it done for breaking the maiden, then jumped to 6. Then went to these FTBOA, Florida Bred Thoroughbred Association, state bred stakes races. There's a series of them. He finished second. So to the same horse, I can't remember that name of that horse, but it was a good one. So then goes to the starter allowance and gets the win to start the new year off right. So drawing in IRAD, probably a little bit better chance, but I don't know. It is second in prime power. So I'm gonna have to look a little deeper at that one once we get into things. Then we round out the field with Keep It Easy. Been working steadily at Gulfstream Park for trainer Dale Romans. Dale Romans, shout out Dale, who I'm familiar with. I used to see him all the time at Churchill Downs when we had a box that I was able to use out there years ago because his box was right behind ours. Uh, but 31% winning so far in 26 starts, 8 wins, 3 seconds, and 4 thirds. That's a resurgence from Dale Romans. He's got Corey Lannery, which I'm not too hip on for this one. But the Edward Brown was a really good race, won by 5 going away last November. Tough Catch ran second and won his next out, so kicked away. But it is kind of a tall order to ask, despite the great run he's having this meet, winning at like nearly 30%. He's only had one graded stakes win in the last 5 years, and that was like Giant Game and some random stakes, grade 3, uh, over in 2023 or something like that. So I'm not really into him winning this race. But let's finalize some selections. I do have a little bit more to offer on early selections this time. Sovereignty, I think, is the better horse, but he is coming in off the layoff, so he might not be 100% race ready. Pletcher has 2 good shots with River Thames and Gate to Wire. I like the inside post. It's winning 1 out of every 5 races. Then there's Burnham Square. Obviously, everybody's recency bias shining through there. But can he repeat such a good race? Maybe. But I like Sovereignty. I like the pedigree. It's just that strong. So that's going to be your preview for the Fountain of Youth. Be on the lookout for all kinds of Derby content coming. Several videos this week. Finalizing the Derby contest. Best of luck. We'll see you soon.